guys, this is Mansi and welcome back to my channel, and hello if you are new. So today we are going to talk about Netflix. Yeah, Netflix, because we are in the middle of the lockdown and I thought that we could share our favorites on Netflix with each other, and I'm gonna share mine, of course, because it's my video. And you can also comment down below your favorite Netflix series or movies, and this video will just consist of all the series I have watched, not movies, because if you want another part which I talk about the movies, then you can let me know. So without wasting any more time, let's get on to the video. So first off, I'm gonna start with what I'm watching on Netflix at the moment, which is Dynasty, because Netflix recently released the new season of this show. I guess it's the third season. So this basically features glitz and gloss of a very wealthy rich families, and it also talks about the dark side of them and what all they do just to get their work done. If someone is doing something, for sure there's a chance that some or the other fuck up will happen, and that is the thing which I find the most interesting. And it is also funny on the other hand, because you are trying to do something and someone else is doing something just to ruin it up, and that is the thing which kept me sitting on my bed and binge watching this show. So if you like all the glamour and this stuff and whole dramatic feel to a show, this would be your show to go. So yeah, next up we have my favorite and favorite and favorite show, which is You. And this show I have suggested to those also who don't even watch series, and they have loved it. Like, they have seriously loved it. And this series is like, the first thing, the narration which is there in this series is like so amazing. The way the narrator is describing everything, it's so beautiful. And it is basically about a boy who gets obsessed with a girl, and it shows about all the doings of him just to get that girl close to himself. So I don't want to say more because it will just reveal everything, but the genre of this would be, I would say, this is dark, this is psychological thriller type, if you can understand that. So it's that ways, like it has lots of suspense. So I guess you should really watch, like, one show if you want to watch from this video, just watch You, like, please. So moving on to our next up, which is Degrassi. The Degrassi, if it's Degrassi, I'll just leave the thumbnail here. So this show I watched like way before, like it's been almost 1 to 1.5 years already. But this show talks about all the high school teenagers, all the problems they face regarding their sexuality, their mental health, the peer pressure, the everything. And I'm sure that you will be able to relate yourself with one of their characters. So it is kind of emotional, but it is yet fun, because they have shown every bits of your high school or school time, what you all used to do without even telling our parents. So yeah, so if you like teen drama or a little bit of fun with a little bit of moral values also, so you should watch this show. That's all I want to say about this show. And moving on, now we have Riverdale. So Riverdale is based on wow. Riverdale is based on Archie's comic, if you remember. Like, we still, I guess, get the comic version in the newspaper. It is based on that. So they are in the town of Riverdale, where bunch of teenagers are dealing with criminal stuff in happening around their town, and they are going to solve the mysteries. So this show is quite long one, so it has every aspect you can think of. It has drama, it has romance, it has suspense, it has thrill to it. Like, everything is like a whole package. So if you like series in which you want to invest your time, like you really want to watch something and just admire the beauty of the story, you can watch this one. Next up we have is The Crown. This show I recently finished watching in the lockdown season only, and it is basically about the life of Queen Elizabeth II, how she became queen at such a young age and how she used to handle everything. And it is captured so beautifully, and all the events are captured so accurate. Like, even if you, I am one person who would research side by side even I'm watching a movie or a series. So what I did, I used to Google everything, every date, every event which happened in that time, back in the time. So they have captured even the words they used to say in a particular situation which used to be a historical moment. So this has really nailed it on every aspect, and you'll actually see that how Queen grew up and how she matured and how she learned herself by dealing stuff. So if you're into historical drama, you should really watch it. And yeah, that's it. Next up we have something for the horror thrillers, which is Black Mirror. So Black Mirror is one series which I would suggest to everyone, because it is not like a continuous series. Every one episode is the whole story in itself. So if you want, so in this, it basically talks about the future, how technology is taking power over us, how it can be harmful in so many ways. You wouldn't even be able to imagine it until they finish their one episode. So this is like one of those shows, and like at the end where you go like, seriously, he did this. So it is like that. So if you really like dark and horror and thriller, you would really love this series. I love it too. Moving on, we have the infamous 13 Reasons Why. I guess everyone watched it, and this series is really a good series, in my opinion, because it has talked about teenage problems in a very serious manner. They haven't made fun of it, and it's basically about a boy whose friend commits suicide, and after that he receives a set of tapes in which he finds out the girl's side of story, what happened to her and why she committed suicide. And don't worry, I'm not giving you any spoilers. This is in the description. So as you move along, you will see all the aspects. It's basically really dark, intense and emotional kind of series. So if you are really soft hearted, or like you have weak, you can't watch such stuff, because it has really intense scene which can fuck up your mind. So I would suggest to those who love these dark types of stories, and you can take it all in one go. And also 13 Reason Why is coming with their new season. I guess the finale, it's releasing on 5th June. So yeah, I don't know when this video will go up. So yeah. So next up we have Stranger Things. In this series, there is a sudden vanishing of a boy. After that, people are starting to discover the secrets of a government lab and about a portal to another world which has sinister monsters in it basically. And I can't give out that much information on this, because this is the max I can tell you. And the genre of this is more like dark and thriller. I won't say it's horror, because horror level, I guess, depends on everyone. This is not kind of horror which you'll go like, oh my god, what is happening. So this is more on the thriller side, and it has a little bit mystery to it. So if you like watching such stuff, you should really give it a go. So next up we have is The End of the Fucking World. And this series, oh my god, the way they speak without any expression, and still you feel every, like, you get the meaning in what context they are going to say, like what context they are talking. That was brilliant. I don't know how they did it, but it is really brilliant. It is basically a dark comedy, and it talks about a girl named Alyssa and a boy named James. So they are basically on a road trip to find the girl's father, and with that they start to experience so many situations as they go along that they keep on putting them in like really difficult situation. So you will enjoy it if you like dark comedies and you want to watch something which is different from anything else, because acting of characters in this show is really brilliant. I don't know how they did it with the dialogues, but they are awesome in that. So next up we have Sex Education, which is like, I was shocked to see that these kind of problems which are shown in this whole series are actually real, although it's not talked about in India, but yeah, there are problems like that. So in this is basically a sex comedy kind of show, and it also adds a little bit moral value to it, because you will learn something or the other from all the stuff you see into the series. And this is basically about a boy whose mom is a sex therapist, and he is really open about all these talks, but not to his mom, but he knows stuff. So then he decides why not to use all his knowledge in his school just to solve the problems of all the students. And then it goes by with each and everything. This is a really nice series if you want to laugh also and gain something also. So yes. Next up we have a little bit on the, can we say, intimate kind of series, like it is called Unorthodox. It is basically about a Jewish girl who is married at a very young age, and then she suddenly decides to run away from her house, which is in Brooklyn, and just fly away to Berlin. And then she discovers her life, and with that you will see the present life of hers and the flashbacks which she gets in the whole series. It is basically a very short series. It just have 4 episodes, but it actually tells us a lot about the Jewish and the Hitler times which people had to go through. So it was really intense kind of show and intimate. Like if you like such stuff, knowing about the history and people suffering, so you should really watch this one. Next up we have Haunting of the Hill House. This is basically my favorite show in the horror kind of category. So this is very chilling and suspense, like full of suspense kind of series. So this basically talks about the kids who has suffered from the horrors of the house they lived in, and now in the present they are seeing more or less the effects of the house which are still with them. So the story goes on, and I can't tell you more than that, because then I would give the crux away. If you love horror, you are definitely going to love it. So please watch it, all the horror thriller lovers, and I just can't speak. Next up we have Elite, and no, I'm not gonna mention Money Heist, because I don't know, for some reason it didn't just excite me. So I watched Elite instead. Elite or Elite, just forgive me for this. This show has similar cast to Money Heist, not like entirely, but this is also a Spanish show. So this is basically a teen drama with a crime thriller aspect to it. So I can't tell more about this, but it talks about the murder mystery of a girl named Marina. So from there on it goes the clash of the wealthy kids and the working class kids, how they are dealing with the situation, and the story goes on and it gets really interesting. Like you would be on the edge of your seat while you're watching it. So it's that interesting. So if you don't want to watch Money Heist but you still want to have the touch of it, so go for the light, not for Money Heist. No. So next up again we have something which I watched a while ago, like it's been a while, like almost 2 years. It is Narcos, and hands down, at first go I didn't know that I would like it this much. But it is basically talking about the drug lord Pablo Escobar, and it has shown it in a way that you'll literally feel bad for the guy who is dealing in drugs, and you will be like, just save him. But the reality is he has done so many bad things, like he has killed so many people, and still you are feeling pity for him. So they have showed it a real different side to the kingpin of narcotics in such a way. So if you like all this criminal and just drug filled series, so you should really watch it. And next up we have Gossip Girl, and this is for all those girls who loves teen drama like myself. I love teen drama because it has, I guess, everything to it, whether it's romance, thriller, suspense, romance, comedy, just talk about it, it has, except horror. Yeah, at times it also has criminal side to it. So yeah, it talks about a blog which is named as Gossip Girl, and it posts about all the elite students life, like the privileged kids and their secrets and all. And with that, it or the whole stories goes on. At the end, it reveals who is actually Gossip Girl. So this is a really interesting and a very, like, if you watch it you will feel like you are a part of this series. So if you like such light watch and just funny and still something good, like something with a good story, so you'll like this one. Next up we have Greenhouse Academy. It is again teen drama, but it has a really different touch to it. Sorry if I'm coming up with too many teen dramas, I don't know, I have just a thing with teen dramas, I don't know why. But it is talking about a dead astronaut mother, and after that her kids goes to a elite boarding school where they are taught to be the future leaders, and then they get to know about the plots of destroying the planet. And this is bit on the sci-fi also, but this is a really nice watch if you like teen drama plus sci-fi and little bit of suspense, because it has suspense in many aspects. So yes, if you like all that, go watch that. So next up we have Control Z, which I actually finished in a day because it's a very short show. It's just 8 episodes, and I found it very interesting because it's a recent release and it talks about hacking and stuff. So you can really watch this one if you are into such dark and internet related stuff. And again, sorry to say, it is a teen drama. Like, and I don't mean to say that it's purely a teen drama, it's just that most of the series I'm telling you are related to students. So yeah, because I am able to relate with them at times. So yeah, not like Game of Thrones. I won't like, I can't imagine a girl who is mother of dragons and just, you know. So yeah, teen drama. So this is basically about a hacker which begins to release everyone's secret at high school, like to everyone. And then a girl who is socially isolated and who is really observant also figures tries to find out who is behind all this. And as it goes, it really gets dark, like it seriously gets really intense. So I think they'll be coming with a new part because now it has shifted to a different story. So but yeah, this is a really nice watch if you want to watch something new. And next up we have Lock and Key, which is fantasy and magical, like all like Harry Potter, I would say. So it's like a really nice series to watch because it talks about all the magical stuff happening. So it is basically about 3 siblings whose father dies because of some reason, and they have to move into their ancestral house where they find out these magical keys, and then they goes about it. I don't know why they have mentioned it as horror, because there's nothing like horror about it. So yeah, it's basically on the sci-fi, fantasy, and like, you know, Harry Potter types. So if you like such stuff, you should really watch it. Next up we have one show for the real horror lovers, because it's a series made on true events, true horror events. So yeah, which is called Haunted. And this is again like like those series which has one episode as one whole story. So in this, real people come in and they tell about their supernatural experience and how those negative energies still are with them and how they have started to live their life with it. So it's a really intense kind of show and it will totally freak you out, I guarantee you that. So yes, so if you are gutsy enough, go watch it. So next up we have Betaal, which I finished last night only because it's a very short series, again like Unorthodox, which is just 4 episode series. So this is a really quite new release on Netflix, and I have heard that Netflix is going to release 100 series and movies in the month of June. So keep your eyes out for it. So coming back to the Betaal. So in Betaal, they have talked about the Indian mythology, about Britishers, and how some place was cursed and it is broken now. So they have to go through all this. The sound effects and the VFX used in this series is brilliant. Like, mostly whenever I see anything Indian and horror, I just see those bad prosthetics and I just laugh on it, like, why the hell are you doing that? But in this, the prosthetics, the sound effects are really nice, and it will surely freak you out. If you don't get freaked out, just watch it with no lights around, alone in your blanket with your headphones. So yeah, with that we have finished all our 20 series on Netflix. I know I watch a lot of Netflix, so if you want me to make part 2 for the movies, let me know. And you can also follow me on Instagram. Until then, take care. Bye bye.